Ako sa birthday ko na. Sa tinutungan yung brera naman kung babia. Salkan mo na. Basta na kapag ando sa plastic mo sir. Lang mo na umbrera ka na. Nampong ba? Plastic. Kapag sila sa kabe sinananin ka mana mamoto.
Tapos kita may pagkano na Pilipina, kenapa para
Para mga...
nagtikit ka. Para mga asamay.
Ya, sama. Kaya sama na may mambe sa patutungan na. Nagkatapong sa kanimeng kapanimpa na.
Hanggat ko na.
Nagtagawa sa gera. Tapos sa galupat. Sa kupikit.
Lipik. Plastic.
Plastic.
Sila.
So we had a system, ada
Morena rice.
Marin, ada plastik, ada murut.
Big
Yes.
Bravia HDMI.
Siapa Islam?
Tingnan niyo, ang umbrella. Tingnan niyo ang umbrella, ano nangyari?
Hindi istri ada sarakiro.
Ano nangyari?
Kanya sa nuwa siya po niya yung prambingin. Ada sa alhin ba sana sa may surat.
Oh, plastic. Totoo nga.
Oh my God. Yan is sahih. Mga plastic. Nakalito gato ko na masarang hapa masarang ningka ni pa na pagkaling ka na mo gata po na sa
Ay, pagkalan ko ah. Nawala mo na.
Ikaw na yung plada. Wow, ciptagil dah ketakan.
Mas maasad.
Ada ruz indah na, masih ti ruz indah na. Ruz ada ini, ruz ada. Basmati. Ya. Ada kapi pemain button.
Manila.
Gani mo ba? Masarap ta eh. Tinantan.
Cardin. Ayon sa mga aide nito, nag-aalinlangan daw kasi si Cardin dahil sa umano'y human rights violation sa nangyayari sa Pilipinas. Wala pang opisyal na pahayag ang State Department. Pero ayon kay PNP Chief Ronald de la Rosa, nakakapanghinayang na hindi matutuloy ang deal.
Malaki dahil sayang nakakasana yung deal, no? Supposed to be sa kanila tayo bibili ng mga M4 na i-equip natin sa ating mga public safety forces.
Nung isang linggo lang, sinuspindi rin ng San Francisco Police Department ang exchange training program nito sa Philippine National Police. Dahil din sa mga aligasyon ng human rights violations sa isinusulong na kampanya kontra illegal na droga. Ayon kay De La Rosa, makakaapekto ang pagtanggi ng Amerika pero hahanap siya ng ibang paraan alinsunod kay Pangulong Duterte na una nang idineklara ang independent foreign policy kung saan nasa pool ang mahabang relasyon ng Pilipinas at Amerika.
Of course, I will ask the clearance from the President kung papayag siya na makiusap ako or through the DFA, makiusap kami. Kung ayaw ng Presidente, wala tayong magawa. Marami naman source na iba, no? Like China. Pero when it comes to reliability at saka yung dependability, hindi tayo masyadong sigurado.
Ayon naman kay Senator Ping Lacson, opinion lang ang kay US Senator Cardin. Wala pa naman kasing resulta ang kahit anong investigasyon na magsasabing state-sanctioned ang umano'y human rights violations sa war on drugs ng bansa. Wala rin naman mawawala sa Pilipinas dahil plano pa lang ang pagbili. Ayon naman kay Senator Laila de Lima, inasahan na dapat ang ganitong reaksyon mula sa Estados Unidos mula nang magsimula ang war on drugs at ang kaakibat umano nitong extrajudicial killings. Jeff Canoy, ABS-CBN News.
Okay, you're a goon, but what's a goon to a goblin?
حرف اليمين؟ حرف ايش؟ حرف اليمين؟ نرحب في حرف النون. السلام عليكم يا حرف النون. كيف حالك يا حرف النون؟ يا حبيبي يا حرف النون. حرف النون نور ونجوم. حرف النون نوم والسكون. حرف النون نعمة منان. لا 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 ني 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 نو 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 لا ني نو.
Mass murderer, psychopath, dictator, or political genius. He looks pressed to the uninitiated, but what he is employing is actually psyops or psychological warfare.
PSYOPs, or psychological operations, is a term used to describe the techniques of psychological manipulation used in warfare. These operations are used to deceive, confuse, disrupt, and demoralize the enemy, with an aim toward weakening enemy resistance, or even causing enemy forces to surrender and enemy populations to capitulate. As the flip side to the ancient wisdom that knowledge is key to all successful warfare strategies, the art of deliberately sowing deception has been understood and practiced for thousands of years. Over 2,000 years ago, the use of deception and psychological manipulation as a tool of combat was detailed in Chinese military strategist Sun Tzu's The Art of War. All warfare is based on deception. Therefore, when capable of attacking, feign incapacity. When active in moving troops, feign inactivity.
Before anything, one must look at the Philippine culture to understand why Duterte had to use scare tactics to make the criminals follow the law. You see, in the Philippines, laws are not strictly enforced. Some say following the law is optional. The justice system is unreliable due to corrupt officials from the highest to lowest ranks. Criminals use their money and influence to bribe government officials for protection or even buy their way out of prosecution. Duterte is aware of this corrupt system, being a prosecutor for 9 years.
Do you still believe in the country's judicial system?
Right now, I still believe in the system because I will guarantee this time that this way. There are judges here in Manila, more than 1,000 cases, no conviction at all of a drug case. That is where money flows, maybe savagery, threatening people on both sides. That is how it is played here. You have this miserable drug problem. I would rather intimidate and strike fear in the hearts of the criminals, just like what happened in Davao. When finally you can walk the streets, walk about the streets at night, and you can eat anywhere at any time, and nobody would bother.
But does intimidation and striking fear work? Duterte's war on drugs has resulted in unprecedented success. 740,000 pushers and users have voluntarily surrendered. These people are not imprisoned. They are only made to swear an oath that they will stop selling or taking drugs. Publicly naming and shaming narco politicians have also resulted in their peaceful surrender. Mass murderer, psychopath, dictator, or political genius.
Duterte's war on drugs, explained. From July 1st to August 30th of this year, 550,000 houses were visited, 12,900 suspects arrested, 800 search warrants implemented, 895 suspects killed, and 626,000 drug user and pushers surrendered. This means that 97.8% surrendered, 2% arrested, and only 0.14% killed. What about the accusation of extrajudicial killings? Did Duterte condone extrajudicial killings? This has been shown to be not true. In fact, in his inaugural speech he said,
"As a lawyer and a former prosecutor, I know the limits of the power and authority of the president. I know what is legal and what is not. My adherence to due process and the rule of law is uncompromising."
And in his State of the Nation address he said,
To our police officers and other officials, do your job, and you will have the unwavering support of the office of the president. I will be with you all the way. Abuse your authority, and there will be a hell to pay. For you will have become worse than criminality itself. I order the National Police Commission to hasten the conduct of investigation and adjudication of administrative cases against police officers in court. in criminal activity and illegal and prescribed policies on lifestyle checks for PNP members.
What about his shoot-to-kill orders? This is what he actually said.
I repeat again for all everybody's consumption. Do not kill if you are not in danger of losing your life. But in effecting an arrest, when there is a violent resistance, because in effecting an arrest, you have to overcome the guy to bring him to the folds of the law. If you cannot bring him to the police station, if you cannot place him under the control of the law, because that is your job to arrest, which means to overcome the resistance. But if the resistance is violent, thereby placing your life in jeopardy, shoot and shoot him dead. Can I be more clearer than that?
But who is behind the vigilante killings?
For the extrajudicial killing, they say, it's not the work of the police to be wrapping people with plastics and putting it in the bag. That is not the job of the police. I just told him that one bullet will do. Why do you have to wrap it and waste your time?
So, who are actually behind these killings? First, there are drug groups killing other members of competing drug groups. This is also happening in other countries. Second, drug lords hire assassins to kill users and pushers who have surrendered to the police. This is to silence them and prevent them from exposing the drug lords. There are also other deaths unrelated to the war on drugs, which are blamed on Duterte. The opposition who controls most of the local media blame these deaths to Duterte to make him appear as a mass murderer.
Pero yung pinatay na hindi natin na binalot ng mga sako, binalot ng plastic, the police, I assure you, would not waste their time on that. So kung pati ba naman yan isali ninyo na wala akong kamuangwang, pakisali na lang po sa namatay ng lahat yan sa punerarya, pati yung may mga cancer, isali na lang ninyo. May mga diabetes, may mga... Kasi yung lahat na nakita ninyong patay, binibilang ninyo sa akin. Baka yung gusto ninyo, yung taga-Davao dito, magbilang ako sa punerarya, lahat ng patay. Bakit lang yun ang binabalot ng mga sako? Because the accusation itself is very stupid. It assumes right away na yung may patay dyan, gobyerno ang pumatay.
Police officers found involved in drugs are relieved, investigated, and prosecuted. In fact, Duterte publicly named officials involved in drugs. There are generals, police officials, congressmen, mayors, judges, and a senator. Drug lords and public officials involved in drugs are now trying to bring the fight in the international arena due to the fact that 91% of the Filipinos support Duterte. Will they succeed?
It's been just over 100 days since Rodrigo Duterte was sworn in as the 16th president of the Philippines. In that time, thousands of people have been killed in his war on drugs, something he makes no apologies for.
Yun,